So for our listeners who may not know you, give just like a quick overview of like, how did you come to, be involved in ministry and just the kind of overarching story of how the Lord's worked in your life, man.
Right, right. Well, where to begin on these things? The Lord's been good always, and I even now I'm 28 years old, and I've been married for 8 years, and I've just seen God work in so many wonderful ways. A rocky start in my upbringing, growing up without my father who had a mental disability, and my mother struggling in those regards, and so with that. Any male figure that came across my way, I clung to, and thankfully, a lot of those were faithful to the Lord, and uh, got me closer with him and just discipled me, poured into me, prayed over me. And having that church upbringing through those faithful men, through a mission trip, you and I both went on, after that trip to Nicaragua, I knew and seeing where they were that I had a call to ministry, and so I didn't know how that would pan out. I didn't know if I was going to be this lead pastor somewhere or whatever, but I knew at some point in my life ministry would be involved. And whether it was doing that in a secular career field, like the Air Force, which is something that I felt called to do for a big reason. And so right before we got married, I joined the Air Force and got plugged in there, and we got married and coming down here to South Georgia from Central Alabama, and connected with the church here. And then after 6 years of service, the Lord prompted me, all right, it's time. Ministry was a greater calling than the Air Force as much as I enjoyed it. But here I am now. I've been on staff at Cross Point Church and here in South Georgia for over 3 years now as connection director, where I've gotten to love people. And I love doing that. I love serving people and connecting with them and talking next steps and all. So just seeing every part, from upbringing to middle school to high school to getting married through the Air Force. God has had his hands all over it. And I've gotten the chance to minister to a lot of people and share the word and the gospel. And it's been incredible.